right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is a test. Hopefully, we are live here. I can't tell myself, but let me see if I can go back and pull up something here. Okay. Yep. Guys, you're in for a treat, you all. I've been telling you that I was going to be doing this for you guys, and let me just go here and get ready because I have something that I put together for you guys here. And this is the mindset piece. If you can hear me, and then the introduction. So, all right, but it says the studio where I can see people and talk to people. I don't know where that is, so let me just close that out. Four people. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Y'all help me out with this. Give me some love in the chat area. And then I'm trying to see where do I actually go live at. Okay, continuity. Let me go to my channel. Okay. Oh, okay. I see where it's live now, guys. Okay, we're live. We are live. Let me see here. Oh yeah, Doc. I told you I've been working on this thing. Okay, Doc Favors. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, and so I should be live here. Hopefully the sound is good. And so like I say, guys, this is going to be, well. First of all, welcome to the channel where we talk about all things about mindset mastery, wealth creation, just how to build a life of freedom so that you can do the things you want to do and everything in between. And so obviously, you know that we talk about your mindset, how to develop mindset. And the reason why the mindset is so important, you all, because you got to develop mental mastery. And if I'm live here at June, I got my son on with me, but he's not actually on, but he could come on because the interesting thing is I believe the Zoom is on as well. And so I'm wondering now if I were to record this.
Recording in progress.
That is crazy. So now we have an audience with the Zoom people right here. And then my audience here, which you all can see here. And I'm just going through my you know, all of this is being seen on YouTube. Is that right? It's cool. Yeah. Okay, so that's probably this one. Check one. That's a buzz. You can hear me clear on this screen? You can? Okay. Okay, what about, no, that's the one I just came from right here, right? Okay, so what about this one? You said, oh, you said that was good. Buzz now? What about now? Huh? And but can you hear me though? Okay, see that's the audio input screen right there. And okay, so a chat did just pop up on my screen right here. I can see live inside the system. Okay, say sign in the chat though. What I gotta sign in for? It's my chat. Mentor. All right. I think that's the Gmail verifying is you. All right. Well, you know what? For right now, I'm gonna let that be because I can always go back to my YouTube broadcast and see everything right there. What? Yeah, I know it. I monetize, right? Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Well, that's not the primary goal, Junior. Y'all gotta forgive June. He just realized some of y'all can hear him in the background. But nonetheless, man. So how do I let people and alert people know that I'm on? And then you got top fans and all this. So yeah. Okay. Okay, so I see it now because it's 5 1. So I can just hit share, get the link, and just go share it in the private group now.
Yes, sir. And that's where
Okay.
everybody will go in at. Show your Instagram, so all your followers on there, get on there, and
Okay.
Facebook and stuff like that.
Okay, so then while I'm doing this, guys, so those of you who listen, I don't know if you all can hear my son. He is the guru of this, and anytime I have problems, I call him, and that's Jay Fave. So I'm going to be bringing him onto my YouTube so you all can get to know him as well. He's into the music piece. He does a little business. He's in school working on his undergrad degree for business management. That business management, Junior?
Business administration, sir.
Business and administration. So we're extremely proud of the young guy. And, we're going to be showcasing him because he's also connected in the business. And, yeah, let me see. Just jump on live right now. And then I'll hit this paste. Okay, I just did that in a private group. Oh, yeah, got my thumbnail right there. That is so amazing right there, guys. Okay, so then once again, you all, this is a test, but nonetheless, I always like to give you all some content. So those of you who are watching, so when we talk about the goal is not simply participating, the goal is positioning. Junior, I think I'm good, son. I can let you go and go ahead and do something. And if you see anything, just let me know and have a good video shoot today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too, son.
All right.
All right. Okay, guys. So when you're talking about leadership, you got to be willing to get some help. So anyway, this is the live chat that I told you all that I was going to be doing. I have clients, I have the community, all of you all. I sent out a few links as he just instructed to share about what's going on. And obviously, what are we doing here? And I always like to do this the right way to show you all because as we continue to build out the channel and do things, it dawned on me that if I can produce content and you all can talk to me live, then it will be even better when you ask me questions. So once again, this is the piece here. Let me cut this up a little bit. Yep, everything is fine on that. So this is, yeah. So this is the actual channel that we're live from, just in case you all are seeing this, which is kind of interesting how I can go live and actually show you all that we live inside the live feed. And so we've been playing around trying to get this system straight for a while. And the reason why you can't see that is because I'm in front of a green screen. But what is the channel about, y'all? So we've been rebranding this, and you see Dr. Mike Favors now, Mindset Mastery, Wealth Creation, Leadership. Got with my mentors, and they said, Favors, it's time for you to really start to niche down. You got one of them said you got a big brain, you think a brain, and so it's hard for you just kind of to zoom in. And they're correct. This is why you pay people to mentor and to coach you so you can get your stuff together. So anyway, he said, well, the main things that you do is your target audience, you help working adults, right? Because of where I am, I started off dealing with mentorship programs in high schools, elementary, junior high school, and I started teaching. I used to be a teacher at Benedictine back in 99 and 2000. I started off with the elementary, then the middle school, then high school eventually. And then once I got to college level students, I realized, okay, that was my piece right there because I really enjoy those because the information can almost be applied instantly. Transformations can be seen. So we decided to go with helping working adults master their mindset, create wealth, and build a life of freedom. And of course, you all will have every Monday you'll get a valuable piece of content and help increase your levels of success. So we'll talk about that very quickly in terms of mindset. So why mindset first of you all? Well, when you're talking about living life, you all, a lot of times things happen. And when I say things happen, sometimes things happen that you can't control. Sometimes things happen that's beyond your scope of understanding. But the reality is something still has to happen. And when you're talking about living a life to the fullest, if you're here and you want to get here, then there's a gap in between that you have to close in order to get to where you want to be. And so many people don't realize that the reason why they can't get to that level where they want to be is because of the mindset. I don't care if you're in business, entrepreneurship. I don't care if you're on your favorite job, your favorite piece, because sometimes we need specialists. I believe that if you're going to get a job, you should get a job because you're doing what you love to do, not because you have to just simply get the bills paid, right? And so if that's the case, then wouldn't it be awesome to do something that you love to do because you're getting the most fulfillment? And in order to do that, I found, and the people that I mentor, we found that one of the things that we got to work on, no matter what it is your mindset. And so you're talking about mindset, you're talking about your attitude. A lot of things come into play with that. You know, I could pull up some stuff, but I'm just going to tell you right now. If I were just to show you something very quickly and just do a simple search, and of course, now this is why I like my rig here, and y'all know, because I can do this in real time. DE, and then I'll show you the value of this, right? So if I were to take you here and they say, what is mindset? Many people don't know that, but a mindset is a collection of beliefs, attitudes, and thought patterns that shape how you interpret the world and respond to situations. It acts as a mental filter determining your reaction to challenges, opportunities, and setbacks. That's your mindset. What, favors? My belief systems? Yeah. A collection of them, though. So where do you get your beliefs from? See, now if I were to take you all here, let me make sure that's not making any buzz sound. Nope, everything's clear. If I were to take you here, based upon that screen right there, it says what? What are your beliefs? I'm going to put them right here. And where did they come from? Your attitude. How did that develop? And then your thought patterns, the thinking stuff, right? And y'all know, even if I'm doing a test, I always like to teach and share because that's just adding value to you. You know what I'm saying? So when I help people in terms of their mindset, all of this is how we develop and strengthen one's mind. So let's just say you're going into business and you got a certain company that you want to do. You want to launch your own business or you want to write your own book. What is your belief around that? What is your attitude around that? Say the book you want to write. And then what is your thinking? You would be surprised, you all, how many people believe say, I can't do it. In other words, it's like this too, y'all. You have a negative set of beliefs and a positive. And of course, if I go get my guy, Mr. Stick person here, y'all know, that's the conscious mind, that's the subcon. This is the body, and this is the results. Y'all seen this before. I don't negate that because the concept has been around. But the way we approach it is different. The way I approach it, from my perspective, from the things that I've been through. So when you talk about, you, like I said, if you want to write a book, I'm an author, wrote several books, teach people how to do it. Many people will say they'll go to the negative side. I shouldn't have put that right there because then you can't see what I'm saying. And of course, if y'all got a comment, somebody, if you on here, y'all, somebody leave a comment so I can see what you all are saying if you commenting. You know, watch now, open panel to join the conversation. Okay, so now the panel is open. Okay, I see Doctor loud and clear, crystal clear. Okay, I see that. Okay. If someone else is on live, you all would do me a favor. I just wrote okay, because that's what this is for. Okay. I want to make sure you all can see this and I can see your comments so we can interact. And I've been doing a lot of time on this. So anyway, you all, when you talk about beliefs, people often say, I don't think I can because either I don't know how, and I'm just going to scribble that because you can hear me. Either I don't know how. Some people say I don't have enough degrees. Some people say I don't have any help. Notice what's consistent. I can't, I don't, I haven't, I don't, I can't. You know, it's all to the negative. A positive belief system says I can do what I set my mind to do. I believe I can do it. You know, I can, it might take me a little longer, but I can get it. I can understand it. I can write it. I am an author. Do y'all see how this relates to mindset? Now I got some other stuff going on over here from another class. Let me erase that stuff, y'all. I got stuff. Okay. But I love teaching from this setup, man. It's so amazing how to present like this. And even if you're watching this by replay, you can still leave a message. You know, I'll come get it. So anyway, you all, this negative belief which is a part of the mindset, is why a lot of people don't get to where they want to be because they won't even allow the idea. This is what you call an idea right here. And that idea goes into your conscious mind. And then it gets pushed down to your subconscious mind. Your body, which is an instrument of the mind, begins to move in a certain way, act in a certain way, and that gets you the results. Y'all see that? So the first thing we gotta do is, from the definition, is check your belief system. What do you really believe about your abilities, your capability if you want to be an author? Same thing with a business. Same thing if you want to start, a ministry. If you want to, whatever it is. If you want to just make $1 million, what is your belief system about money? What's your relationship with money? What do you believe? Because if you don't believe right, then your mindset is off. You'll never be able to get to it. So that's the first thing. Now remember, what I'm doing is sharing the definition. All I did was look this up, right? But I'm telling you, this is a skill set. We call it the art of studying. And a lot of people don't know how to study and how to do research. Well, sometimes you don't know that you don't know until someone who knows tells you. So that's why you need a mentor or something like that. But anyway, the next thing we'll deal with is attitude. Now, I can go way deep on attitude, but I'm not. I'm not going to go deep into how this breaks down into 3. All I'm saying is, if you want to change and you want to get to, say you here, and your goal is to get here, this is the goal. Then look how many steps you got to go through to get there. This is called the gap. And what I do is I help people close this gap. One transformational step at a time. And then you get to the ultimate goal. You see? So then when me and my mentor was together, we was breaking it down, he said, Favor, this is what you ultimately do. And those who don't catch it, then it may not be for them. So when we take you back to my YouTube channel, and all of them going to be the same way, y'all going to be consistent across the board, then now you get where the mindset mastery comes in. Understanding that mindset means it's a collection of your belief, your attitude, and your thought patterns. You see that? So now if I'm going to teach you how to tap in and teach you how to change and shift your mindset so that you can really get a level of mastery over it. Then when something happens that's disappointing or a setback happens, you will have enough resilience to just let it roll right off, let it bounce off your shoulders. And of course we deal with emotion and some other things. So then the next thing, or that wraps it all up in terms of helping working adults master their mindset and create wealth. So now we talk about the wealth piece. And the reason I say wealth, you all, is because I learned a long time ago. Let me tell you all a story how this really happened. So, and I can go all the way back to when I was growing up in Detroit, but I don't need to go back that far. I'll take you to this one. When I got to college, got myself straight, graduated with my first degree. My wife and I moved to Atlanta so that I could pursue my master's of divinity. This was 2009. She got there first. We packed up the house and closed everything. I was getting ready to graduate from ABC that spring. And so she transferred her job to Atlanta. I went on campus and stayed with my LB. Shout out LB Lee Turner. And I stayed down there on campus with him. And on the weekends, I would catch a bus and go to Atlanta, go see her, then come on back, finish up my coursework. And so I never forget it, the day of graduation, you all. If we graduated at 11 o'clock, that's when the ceremony started. By 3 o'clock, it was over. By 7 or 8 o'clock that night, I was in Atlanta in our small 1-bedroom apartment. Now, what you all not understanding is in order to make this move, my wife and I had a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath, bi-level split house with 2-3 vehicles. And God said, you got to give everything away. I said, hold on, swole up. My wife said the same thing. We got to give it away? I said, yeah. Now, we had nice stuff, y'all. He said, you got to give it away. Why? Because in order to make room for the new, you got to let go of the old. Whew. Somebody going to catch that. Y'all see now? Now, that's mindset for you. But then also, I had to get my attitude together. Because I'm like, man, I can at least sell it and make some money. He said, don't you sell one thing. So it was like, okay, do you trust me enough to follow my instructions? So we gave everything away, y'all. Packed up, rode down there with nothing but maybe we had maybe one vehicle, and I think it was a Ford Explorer. So we took a flat screen TV, maybe one sitting chair because nobody wanted those. I mean a recliner chair. Everything that would fit in that one Ford Explorer, from clothes, from everything. We went down there with just one vehicle, and that was it. Got down there that summer, like I said, I started going up to ITC, getting to listen, getting to the boys, you all doing some recon. So, and then I got some books. They said you can start reading to get your mind right, get your attitude right. I did that. And then I also started to get into think about how am I going to provide while being in school. You know, many people said don't start a business because you're going to be sitting down a lot, but I understand, and they were right. But I still got to take care of my family. And then within that same year, I ended up launching our ministry, which they said don't do that as well. So long story short, guys, I got there because I had been working on my mindset. I had been working on my beliefs and working on my attitude. So we ended up getting there. I launched the church in 2009, that fall. But I got into a situation where I started a cleaning business. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to school. I was getting ready to set myself up. So I was going to school in the daytime, wife going to work. I'm going to clean everything. Then when we get out of class, we going to clean buildings at night. And then we are launching a ministry. So we going out witnessing and sharing and everything. I'm telling y'all. All because I learned how to have a what? Going back to the diagram, a positive attitude versus a negative attitude. What other people say I couldn't do, I didn't hear that. I didn't listen to that because I heard what God told me. So I had to have a positive attitude. So the beliefs were strengthened. The attitude was positive. And then all I had to do was change the way I was thinking. Now, this happened, watch. In the midst of all that, you all, testimony, what happened, we started church, planted the church, school start. I started meeting guys like Bishop Miller and started meeting Jay White and Marcus and just going to school with guys. Next thing you know, some of them seminaries end up coming to the church today, man. We want to see what you're so excited about. Next thing you know, a pastor at the time came and brought some of her members with us. So we like doubled in size overnight. And within a year, we had took off. We had to get a bigger space, everything. It just God had his hand on everything we do. It just took off. But then 9, 10, 11, 2012 became a bishop. Right around that housing piece, you all. Here's the thinking. Because all the while, I had to clean the business, but I was in network marketing. I was still interested in learning how to trade, but I was doing some other things in terms of business, and I was doing some good stuff. We had the Organo Gold Coffee. We got into the gold. We got into some other plays. Some better than others, you know, it comes with the territory. But at the end of the day, because of my attitude and my beliefs, I knew I had to reposition myself because I couldn't keep going to school and working that cleaning business and trying to grow the ministry, and my wife doing everything, trying to help me do what she can too. So I said, okay, I'm doing this the wrong way. And I remember a friend of mine, a guy by the name of Damian Dirk, said we got to turn scholarship into dollarships. Yeah, this is how we talking, y'all, back then. But I had to change my thinking. What did I do to change my thinking, you all? Well, long behold, one of the leaders in the companies was teaching, and I think this is when I got a hold to John Maxwell. And I never forget it because the first person I saw do this diagram wasn't Bob Proctor. I hadn't gotten to Bob yet. I knew about him. But you know, Bob them had them good big boy prices too. So anyway, I have to tell y'all the truth. But I heard a fella by the name, he was the president of the Maxwell leadership team at the time. And I can't believe I forget his name. It slips me, but we were at a conference down in Orlando, and he taught this model and gave us the title of the book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, I had been reading this stuff, but I didn't really take it serious. I'm just going to tell you the truth, you know? But when I started to take it serious, my thinking began to change because everything that went along with the book, everything from faith to desire to consistency to auto suggestion, everything all led back to strengthening the mind. And I was like, man, it's just that I was under the impression, you all, that you had to strengthen the mind just for this one area. Now, you know, some of you all smarter than Faye. But in that particular case, I said, okay, so I got to open this up. So I began to apply the same principles in all areas of my life, not just one specific area, which I thought it was just for finance. Now, let me tell you something. When you understand this right here, money is easy to earn. You just got to learn the principles. But it's easy to earn money. What's not easy is becoming the person who can maintain and becoming the person who thinks a certain way. Here we go. Now I'm really, really dropping some on y'all. The hardest thing is in terms of getting financially free, you all, is getting the right mindset that you can believe right, have the right attitude, and think right. So believe right, attitude right, thinking right. You got to be able to think a certain way and having negative stuff around you, being a pessimist versus an optimist, all that stuff comes into play. And so even though this is a test, this is the type of content and material that I'm going to be putting out so that you all can really grab hold to. Now, what I need to know from you all is, does this interest you? Okay. And because I believe it's going to be a blessing. So anyway, we got mindset mastery here. We have the wealth creation and how you create wealth, you all, once again, is you close the gap. We set a plan. We got different plays. The biggest thing about wealth creation, good people, is your ability to have skill sets. And especially with all the AI and everything, the way that solopreneurs do business, you all don't have to do business like we started off doing business. When I started off doing business, you all, I had to learn everything. I had to be the content creator. I had to be the sales guy, the marketing guy, the advertising guy. Then I had to be the attractive character to sell it. And you say, why, Faye? Because if you don't have the money to go out and subcontract, which means to hire copywriters and to be able to get your whole business together and hire people to do certain things, then you got to do it yourself. That's what solopreneurship is all about. Well, at the time, I didn't have all that, You can only stretch volunteers so far before they say, hey, we believe in it, but dude, we got to take care of our families too. We got to get paid. And that's just a reality, And don't get me wrong, even with the church, we had great volunteers, but it got to a point to where we had to start allocating certain things so that we could pay to have a level of competency. Because once again, volunteers, they are amazing, but if you have to correct them or chastise, then sometimes they'll say, hey, well, you can have this. And that's just something for the young leaders coming up. But anyway, so that's what the wealth creation is, the skill set. We can teach you how to invest. I've learned a lot over developing these skill sets over the past, let's see, it's 26, 20 years. So leadership, you figure I'm talking about an organized leadership position, not babysitting and not doing nothing like that. I'm talking about real leadership. The first leadership role I took on was like 96, 97. So if it's 96, then that's 30 years. Because I was 19. Yeah. So it's been 30 years. So in some way, shape, form, or fashion, I've been in leadership and in development thereof for about 30 years, y'all. It's 3 decades. If you look at in my 20s, and I'm 49, so 19, yeah. 29, 39, 40. Golly, it'd be 30 years this year. Wow. Okay. Oh, boy. All right. Anyway. So now you can see, though, the progression of what we're doing here and how we're rebranding, how we really want to niche down and be able to help those. So you got mindset, you got wealth creation, you got leadership. But who am I talking about? I'm talking about those working adults from those ages for, 24 and up, probably, not to exclude anyone, but those who have jobs who understand that, hey, I got something that I really want to do, and working this and doing all this, I need help so I can organize all this and frame it. Why? Because I remember when I was at that age. Actually, I started working when I was 16, 17. But when I had my teaching job in Detroit, that was the last job that I held that was really a purpose and passion type of deal. Because after that, I knew entrepreneurship was all the way live for me. Because I'm working all these hours. I'm going to school when it's dark in the morning, getting off when it's dark at night because we had band practice and all that. And at the time, y'all, my salary was barely $21,000, $22,000. And, for a single man who's in his 20s, that's okay. But when you talk about starting a family and progressing and going up, I knew back then, okay, I'm going to have to make some moves in business because at the end of the day, it's not conducive to maintain of where I want to be and where I want to go, okay? So now, with that being said, that's why you see us, and I do that. So when it comes to leadership, let me drop this on you all. Many people believe leadership is about just telling someone what to do and being in that position of authority, and that's quite the opposite, man. Leadership in and of itself has various modalities to it. And what do I mean by that? Leadership really, before you can lead someone else, you have to be able to lead yourself. And so, one of the books that John has, Developing the Leader in You, was very instrumental in helping me understand leadership is about influence. Understanding leadership is about capacity. You got to take the lid off. Got the 21, I'm going to hit y'all right now. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. It's like one of the best books still. And if you really want to sharpen your leadership, get that book. If you really want to sharpen your piece about the mindset and everything, get the Think and Grow Rich. It's not, the title throw people off. Because they think Grow Rich is about money, money, money. Mm-mm. It's about becoming the person who deserves that type of blessing. That's what it's really about, y'all. Because when you get to the chapter on faith, man, you can tell. Now, I know people got their own perspective about the man in his personal life. I'm not here to argue about that. What I'm saying is the information that the man gathered is brilliant. Okay. And then if you want to talk about wealth creation, it's a book by Wallace D. Wattles called The Science of Getting Rich. Those 3 books are life-changing for me. I actually read those 3 books once a year to refresh and make sure I study out of them every year, those 3 books, okay? But anyway, when it comes to leadership, leadership is about being able to manage. It's about being able to make the right decisions. Man, I got a class at 4 o'clock. I'm over here tripping. Okay, well, I guess that's enough test 1, 2, 3 for you guys. But seriously, when you talk about leadership, you got to be able to make the right decisions at the right time. And that's why it's very important to surround yourself with individuals who know how to recognize opportunities. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're not going to be perfect every time. That's only because of the way the market moves. And you have to understand that. And I'll show you an example of that. I'm looking for there it is right there. I'm going to show you an example. Okay. Uh-oh. Let me get logged in first, y'all. Nah, y'all can't see the good stuff. I don't want to change it right now. I know it's at risk. I get it. All right. It's all right. Okay. I was in this one trade. And look at this on a 15-minute chart. Okay. I'm sure y'all were looking at. All right. So y'all know we still do this. And the reason why is because instead of trading every day, we look at these markets and you can throw a trade. Y'all can see look at this. These are days. So I let this trade here run for a couple of weeks and go back and check and then put a stop losses at the next level and it run on its own. I'm not leaving anything on the table. If I have a skill set, y'all, I'm going to keep using my skill set. Right? So now, within the last few days, something happened in the news that was going on, and look at EU, for example. The market is closed right now, but look at where it is. Now, what am I telling you? If you look at this, the markets do not move in a straight line. It goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's bearish. Now in the bullish market, when it's going up, it goes up, then it comes down. Go up, pull back, go up a little more, go up a little more, go up a little more, pull back, go up, pull back, go down. You see? So we have to learn how to recognize the trends. Guys, life is the same way. And when you're talking about having leadership and being a good leader, leaders who are good leaders know how to manage, but great leaders have vision. They're visionaries. That means they can see, and then they can help chart a course. And then everybody coming with them can just follow and ride that wave. Do y'all hear what I just said? That's very key. So when I learned this skill set, no matter what's going on, I can always come to these markets. Now, certain things, we got the psychology of trading. You don't trade when you're in need of money. You don't trade when you're desperate. But that's why you got to plan ahead. So I'm not throwing trades because I'm desperate. I'm throwing trades in preparation for the future. I put a trade in there and just let it run. You see? I go check out my certain things, my tools. I go check out my confirmations, if you will. Now, this is trade language for those who don't know. I check out my confirmation languages. I throw them trend lines, set that piece right there. very quickly, boom. See that trend? Next thing you know, I see a what? You see a pattern or a channel is what we call it. You see? Next thing you know, this thing is playing ball inside this channel. So now with that being said, what would I do? With the knowledge that I have on a day chart, I'm going to see this W right here. Y'all see the double bottom right there? And I'm going to probably throw a trade, let this thing run up until it hit this level right here. I'm going to put a stop loss or a take profit. If it break through there, come back and retest it, I'm going to ride it up to the next level. Now, once again, you may not understand what I'm talking about, good people, but what I'm telling you is when you have a leader who has vision, like I just did that quick, that I've been in this that long to let you know that I'm looking at that, and that's what's happening, right? Then those are the type of people that you want to make sure that you connect yourself with. Also, you all, that is why we put this here, and why we are rebranding the channel so we can reach and help as many people as possible. And I believe one of the ways of doing that is with a live broadcast. And so I'm working on setting the time that we're going to do it, depending on the feedback that you all give me. Because once again, from those three subject matters, I drip them in there. I drip like I'm doing this here. I do the mindset piece, we do the leadership piece, then we do videos that's pre-recorded for the business. And you all, y'all like them business that we doing with Bellator. I know my Bellator people love that stuff, right? But at the end of the day, that's just one facet. That's just one aspect of it. So if I were to ask you now, where does the Bellator piece come in at? Obviously, that comes in under wealth creation, because we're teaching people how to get on the right side of finances by teaching you how to secure an investment and get paid passively on it. You see? Who don't want to do that, first of all? Now, but that falls up under wealth creation. See, once you know the rules, then you can do that. So then, even with that, the same thing works. Because if you're going to be in a business like that, you got to have a mindset for entrepreneurship. Because there's certain things that happen, like I just showed you in the markets, where it go up and down, but you got to be comfortable to let it sit there. I don't deal with any quick stuff and that's going to bite and you put it in 90 days you're rich. Well, I don't do with none of that type stuff no more. Truth be told, I didn't even want to deal with network marketing for a while because of that. But then I had to realize that it wasn't the industry of network marketing. There's some great network marketing companies out here, some great leaders doing a phenomenal job. It's just that with that play, they put the network marketing piece on there to get around the cover up that there was going to be a rug pull. So, because if you're in a network marketing and you helping bring people in, you're getting some direct commissions and stuff. It makes it easier to pull the wool over people. So that's why you got to make sure that even if you're going to do a network marketing piece or whatever you're going to do, you got to make sure that you know how to identify what it is. You know what I'm saying? And what does that mean? If you look at this right here, oh, I did it right there in your face, yeah. Your business needs to make sure that it can pass the Howey test, y'all. Howey test is a U.S. Supreme Court legal standard used to determine whether a transaction qualifies as an investment contract. If a transaction meets this criteria, it's classified as a security and becomes subject to federal security laws. You see? And it's a whole piece about the information about understanding these type of deals. You see? And if it can't pass the Howey test, then it's a scam. Well, we got a business that has done all of that already and is documented, regulated, guys. All right. So at any rate, that's what we're doing. So even if you're in business, you got to know and have the mindset to settle down and not just be led by your emotions because something sounds good. You see, we've been in this and been at this for a while. We've been in the industry for a long time. We've been at this for a while. So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it here, man. But I was also thinking about something like this. I'm just throwing this out there for y'all to leave me some comments down below in the community. And I know y'all like, man, Fade Live. How we supposed to know Fade Live? That's why we're going to get a date and time. So right now, every Monday night at 7 p.m., I do what we call Monday Nights with Dr. Mike. That is more so for the business aspect. But when it comes to the mindset and the strategies and leadership and mastery and exercises like we did today, I think we can do, if we do Monday nights with Dr. Mike, then I can do, because those are pre-recorded. Well, no, it's not. It's live. So sometimes I can go live on Monday nights as well. But I'm thinking I could do these broadcasts to deal with the mentoring and the training portion of it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. The training portion. So I'll play with that a little bit and come up with a time every week where we can be consistent. And then too, you all know if you cut your notification bells on when I do go live, just like now, I see some of you all coming in, and you can go back and watch the replay. And we right at 40 minutes. I gotta get off here. You go back and watch the replay because I did give some great content for you. I think the camera, I'm gonna go back and look at it, but I think the camera, the voice is good. Let me see. The voice is good. Yeah, it's almost no. Oh, he did tell me that. See, my son says it's gonna be very little feedback. You see, so it's in real time. Normally it take like 8 seconds, but it's instant almost. For Junior, something else with himself, boy. I tell you, I might have to go get him a fish sandwich. All right, so anyway, y'all, those are the questions that if I can get your feedback, I want you to answer those and let me know. So Monday nights live with Dr. Mike is about business, but when it comes to training and really talking about the mindset mastery and leadership, let me know because if I could do that, I could always go live and then after the training or before the training, or even in another day or whatever on some Saturdays or something like that. But I'm going to work that out and let you know. But for now, do your boy a favor, hit the subscribe to the channel if you're not having subscribed, and definitely leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and give Dr. Mike some serious feedback, guys. Because like I say, some of you all, when I say feedback, everything that I do, some of y'all can say, hey man, I'm interested in learning. Let's do some more trading. Let's mark up some charts and stuff like that. Let's look at some crypto. I don't mind doing that. Am I still in some of these plays? You doggone right. That's why they on my watch list. And so we can go through here and mark up. I used to do that. I got some stuff talking about shit back in the day, but when it was up, I mean, boy, they just beat us down here now, though, boy. Look at that. Goodness gracious. See, I'm gonna show y'all. See, sometimes people lie. The numbers don't lie. So you see my markups, and you can see the dates. That's all the way back in April 24, and markups over here. You can see this stuff, guys. I've been doing this for a while, y'all. That's 2021 back there when that markup go down. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all interested in something like that, so just let me know. This all falls up under the wealth piece, the mindset piece. The attitude and all this. That's mindset and some of the leadership, the training portion. So y'all just let me know. But this is where my heart is, and this is why we rebranding, and we're going to really throw our nets out to try to help a larger audience of people, man. So I would really appreciate your help, and I would appreciate y'all feedback, everybody in the community. If you're a subscriber to this channel, I would love to hear from you. The only piece that I ask y'all is that we keep it positive. The negativity and stuff like that. I don't like to have that type of energy around me, man, because it's toxic. We got enough. Lord, no, we got enough of that in the world. Now, that's not saying that you can't say something and don't agree with me. Okay, I'm a grown man. We grown. I'm just saying be cordial. You can put something up, and if I make a mistake, I'll own up to my mistake. I have no problem doing that, but be cordial, guys, because some of y'all can be just as mean, boy. All right. So with that being said, this was a test. My son, we're going to be working this out to make sure we can do this and bring this live to you all. And hopefully y'all appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. That being said, this is Doc Favors. We'll see you next time.
Recording stopped.